And bonsoir tout le monde. Welcome back to Tom Plays Europa Universalis 4 for absolute beginners. We are back with France. And hopefully about to go to war with Great Britain. Again. But I believe they have the Commonwealth on their side, which is going to give us problems. But hopefully not too many. Not happy about it, but we'll manage. Does look like we need to make some more claims on Brazil actually before our spy gets caught. Okay. Get into position to fight the Papal State. Oh wow. We have a surprisingly good chance of inheriting Scotland. Okay. Right, sorry, just mine and other things. This game seems a bit laggy today. I hope it's going to be alright. Not entirely sure why, but we will find out. Nonetheless, let's forge ahead. And it does look a little better now. Of course, we're only running at the slowest speed at the moment. Right, so they're more or less in place, so we're pretty much ready to go. So I think we should seriously just get on with it. I don't really think we need anyone over there, so let's bring our ships round to harass Great Britain. I think I may, in this case, stop building a spy network. And I'm going to start improving relations with Scotland because we're actually maybe in a position to inherit their country. Okay, so what's our main goal here? Actually, I might just do imperialism. Now we're going to bring Scotland and Bohemia in. That's fine. Let's do it. I'm actually wondering if I ought to be trying to take of course they have. I mean, why wouldn't they? To be fair, you do often get uprisings just as a result of the reduced stability from being in a war. So it's not really annoying voters, it's not really a surprise. Okay, but yeah, I think once we take Parma, we'll probably have to take our army back and get rid of that uprising. So, can these guys cope? I'm trying to decide at what point and where I need mercenaries. Does look like they might be able to cope. Let's just leave them for now. Just try and keep an eye on them as time goes on. Apparently Calais did not have a castle, probably got rid of it. occupied Parma. Ooh, perfect. Let's get in there. Let's have 50 billion uprising, shall we? I'm hoping we can win this because they appear to be running away from us. Oh, it looks like Genoa's trying to help. It might be too late, but I appreciate the effort. Ah, now they're running away, so I don't appreciate the lack of effort. That's quite astonishing, actually. The Papal State is fielding quite an army. And Genoa could have completely swung that one and chose not to. I guess I should put them on the list for integration. Annexation, I suppose, the vassals. Right, okay, so we have maxed out our admin power, which is a shame because we probably will need it soon. So let's just put a bit into parry. Right, so we've lost a huge amount of manpower there. So apparently, never mind the Commonwealth, we can't even defeat the Papal State with one army. Which is distressing, and also looks like we need to get out of there. Probably shouldn't have raised the mercenary army in the same location. Well, nothing else, the mercenary army has saved our bacon. Let's retreat all the way back to Labor. And they're retreating to Parry, okay. That's fine, in fact why don't we all go to Parry in that case. Right, brilliant. And I need to get there and help Scotland. So this has actually gone worse than I expected. Never mind. Right now, not keen. It's knocking down our legitimacy, which I could do without, but rather not mess with our advisors for the time being. Thank you. So I've just been trying to take the areas that we had claims on, that we wanted to claim. Let me just quickly check down here. Looks like we're on the attack mostly, so we're probably okay. Anything happening in India? I suppose I will get warnings, wouldn't I? Right, brilliant. So given that they're heading into Scotland, I'm going to take their capital, and we need generals. Okay, so there's a general. Not sure whether we're going to use, so I'm just going to make a new one. How are we for morale? We are pretty good for morale now. Right, so let's sort this out first. And then we'll try and sort the Papal State out. The problem is, it's whether the Commonwealth is on the way over. I don't think they are, because they're busy crushing Bohemia. I think we're still gaining money. Yeah. So we can, in theory, keep this mercenary army as long as we want. And no pressure whatsoever to release it, which is good. So I'm just going to keep these two armies together, and hopefully this will be enough to at least allow us to defeat the Papal State. Taken Lancashire already, which is good, faster than I would have expected. Make a core, offering us a loan, 2% yearly. Okay, that's actually really low, so even though we completely don't need it, I'm inclined to accept it just to be friendly. Because they are, as far as I can tell, actually being nice. Right, so we should go and help Scotland out, I guess. At least head towards Cumbria, if nothing else. Move that army into Papal lands. I can't see any orders restored. Okay, I didn't even know there was a revolution in Russia. Must have missed that one. I'm more concerned about the one with the Ottomans. That's the other question. Should we try and head over and help Bohemia? I thought we could give it a go. We might get there in time. Oh, hang on. Oh no, that's good. Looks like we're going to run into the Papal States army anyway. Hopefully we can put that down first. Just whether we'll have time to recover before we reach the Commonwealth. Whoa, 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 what's going on? Galra wants peace. I am happy to have peace with Galra. Who else? They want military access, that's fine. They want military access, that's also fine. Seriously, Genoa, can you not come and help? Alright, okay, had enough of this. I seem to remember them being pretty vindictive towards us when we were losing. So maybe we should follow suit, and there's no need to help Bohemia now because they just made peace. So let us follow this army and see if we can finish him off. Where's he going? Great, that's great. Try and take down England's army while we're at it. Great Britain's army, I should say. Going around the houses. Commonwealth's joined in. Not great. Doesn't sound like we managed to get Great Britain's army either. We did not, so we need to head down and try to get them to fight. Oh, we also need to work out where on earth the Papal States army. Oh, brilliant! So they're joining up with the Commonwealth's army. Yep, that's definitely what we didn't want. I kind of feel like we're bound to lose if we attack one of these guys now. But they shouldn't be able to go straight across to help, so maybe we'll be okay. They should have to go back and around, which again, there may still be time for them to do. I think there is going to be time for them to do it. Right, well, nothing we can do about that now. Probably wasn't a good move to keep chasing England around. It's going to need even more mercenaries, I suppose. Okay, so it looks like our army was completely wiped out there. So, hire a new one to start with. Where are they going? Alright. Go away. Great news and everything, but you know. Okay, we can now declare war on those people we've never actually declared war on. Grief. Right, okay. How we're doing over here. Got a mercenary army, but they are far too small. So we're going to need another one. So, time to borrow tons of money. And we will keep borrowing money until we have an army big enough to take these guys on. And the reason I'm still chasing these people is that, yeah, a bit busy, that they're running away, basically. So it's making me think that we can actually take them down. May turn out to be wrong there. We don't need to be in any huge rush now because Bohemia's already made peace, so we really only need to look out for ourselves. Okay, yep, they're still far too small. Free Swiss Guard, okay. I would love to call people in. Yes, please join in, Ottomans. This has not gone as well as I was hoping. I really hope this doesn't end up helping you towards a revolution. Who's this? Chun. They will concede. Okay. Sounds like they're going to give us some land at least, which is good. Okay, so the Ottomans will hopefully start heading in to the Commonwealth. You guys go deal with that uprising first, and then we'll come and join in. This is Provence, isn't it? They're actually a decent ally. So what else can we do? Right, that is the Commonwealth, that is also the Commonwealth, that is also the Commonwealth. They are seriously outpowering us, although to be fair to us, we are a bit spread out. So we'd probably be just as powerful if we had all our armies in one place like they do. Recruitment time, that isn't actually that useful, but I think we're still fairly ahead, so... There, Genoa, this is what happens when you don't help us when we need your help. You end up getting your country invaded. Don't we feel silly now? Oh, of course. It's also part of England, isn't it? In fact, we probably ought to kick those ships off if we can. This is terrible. It really is terrible. Not a good time to be losing diplomatic reputation. Right, it does look like they are trapping themselves in Cornwall. Okay. Oh my goodness, that air looked terrible. Right. Let's head to Gloucestershire. I will go for the most expensive option, of course, because under normal circumstances we actually have a ton of money. And we do have 2 extra merchants that will allow us to gain even more money, should we ever get a chance to use them. Right, so the Ottomans, surprisingly, not being as effective as I'd hoped. So these 3 armies put together at least match the Commonwealth in numbers. Have to see what happens. Right, Brazil's been discovered. That's not a surprise. I should do one last claim and then get out of there. Maybe we should do one down here. Have we got this yet? We've got this already. Okay, take that one. Going to start improving relations with the Ottomans, seeing as they are helping us. Ah, castle's already fallen. Alright, so we definitely don't want that. Okay, so he's Spanish again, so we've got the usual issues. And we've taken Gloucester. Oh, brilliant. I think they are trapped. The big question is whether we can win this one. Looks like Provence is coming all too late to help. I think we've got the edge though. I'm guessing there's a castle here. At least that's something. Hopefully at some point the Commonwealth will just decide this war's far too expensive for them to bother continuing with. And that presumably has cost them in manpower, so we'll go and help with that. Taking down the English again. Military access. I don't really mind military access. Cool. Can't entirely know what's going on in the Americas right now, but we seem to have capped out our admin power again. Not entirely sure where they're running to. Not too concerned because pretty sure we can defeat them now, even once they've recovered. Why on earth they're still attacking with such low morale, but if that's what they're going to do, then we should take advantage. send another colonist. Okay. Definitely worth any opportunities to defeat the Commonwealth. Not sure if these are mercenaries or their own people. If they're their own people, they're going to be taking some serious hits to manpower, which they're not going to like. Devon, I'm not sure how the battle is going over there. Can't really afford to hang around too long to find out. But overall, seems to be going quite well over here at least. No, that's not good. Looks like the Commonwealth won that one. Is there any possibility we can get them to pull out? There isn't. Religious resistance. Heretic regiments in Burgos. I would rather say it's a waste of time. I don't really want an uprising in Burgos right now. Oh, grief. I don't know why I'm worrying about bailing Genoa out. Hey, where are you going? Coward. Use them as he would have, that's fine, but not about to do it right now. Legitimacy has gone down ridiculous amounts. I'm guessing that was because the king died. Oh, looks like we've taken that area. Brilliant. Tariffs on fish. Okay, who is this? French Mexico. We may not have taxed them yet. Mexico 11. No, we haven't, so let's tax it. Still got way too many people here. Still, we do what we can. Just keep taking English provinces. I don't know what that Scottish army thinks they're doing. Just sat there while Aberdeen's being sieged. A bit weird. But yeah, unfortunately we're still severely outgunned here. I don't really want to let the Pope pull out without taking Parma there. Oh, on the plus side, it looks like they're heading that way. Maybe they're worried about the Ottomans crushing their homeland. Oh, maybe they're going to circle around and crush us instead. We'll see. Let's head in to try and take Parma there. I'll be very annoyed if Genoa gets it. We've got Scotland have made peace. That was a bit silly. You could have defeated them if you tried. Oh, that hasn't ruined our alliance. I'm still in the line of succession and they're like 62 years old now. I'm very inclined to cut them some slack because I'm hoping we might get them as a personal union. Right, brilliant. So this is looking a little better, if only because I think the Commonwealth have diverted resources to fight the Ottomans. Still hoping eventually they might be willing to make peace, because we are officially winning. And in fact, is there anybody else we can make peace with? Commerce. Well, they're still rather enjoying themselves. Could obviously make peace with the Papal State, which might be an option, but I want Parma. Okay, it says they will cede Parma to France, but we need to occupy a fort in the area. I can't actually see any forts in the area, so let's go and take Rome, and maybe that's what we need. By British peasants. Okay, I'm not sure what that's about. Oh right, it's a British uprising. Okay, I'm still going to put it down. Doesn't like the British army's moving anyway, so that is our land. Hands off. Papal army is coming down. I should help. I should not be having my focus taken away from the army while I'm trying to select them. Oh, here comes the Commonwealth. Now we're in trouble. Yep, not mind you having military access. Right, okay. Now, how close are they? Length of war, ally in war. They still hold Warsaw. Okay. So apparently the messages of the war just hasn't been going on long enough. Which is fair enough, I guess. Just move you guys a bit further away. Oh, we've got Rome. Okay, might be able to get the Papal State to pull out. There we go. I don't particularly mind you giving something to the Ottomans either. Okay, so we got Parma. First goal of the war actually succeeded at. Does knock our war score down, but also means that they don't have the Papal armies, which were surprisingly big, as they often are. So that should help us a little. Obviously not that much. Okay, apparently we need to wait for the little lock. There it is. Little padlock. Right. So things are still a bit dire down here, but we're absolutely crushing it in Great Britain itself, and everyone, basically the Commonwealth, are on their own. And we do at least have the Ottomans backing us up and all of our vassals. I see Lenape is crushing Florida again, despite being a tenth of their size. Really hard to get my head around how terrible Florida is at fighting them. But as far as the British goes, we're definitely winning. Okay, so how are we going to do this? We have an army. We no longer have any enemies, so we need to attack. Somehow. Let's go for that castle. It's unlikely that we'll be able to resist if they send someone after us, but we have to help the Ottomans somehow. On the plus side, the Ottomans don't seem to have lost any land. So hopefully they're not feeling too bad about this war. Where are the Ottomans? No, they're high. So yeah, war enthusiasm is high, so that's good. Royal marriage of it? Yes please. I didn't realise we didn't have one. We definitely need a royal marriage. Oh darn, they got an heir. Oh well, never mind. Can't be helped. Influenza, quarantine the province. In Essex, enemies are sieging our province. Fine. On the plus side, the longer the war goes on, the more willing the Ottomans, not the Ottomans, the Commonwealth should be to end it, in theory. Looks like our army has run into a Commonwealth army, which is unfortunate. I mean, obviously it would be fine if our vassals would just come and join in, but seeing as they're happy to let us be defeated and just watch from over here, I guess we're going to lose. I'm starting to think maybe we need to hire yet more mercenaries. Clearly 3 armies isn't enough. Theory, yeah. The castle in London should be taking that back. So in a lot of ways, even though this has been slow and a lot of it did not go as well as I'd hoped, it's not too bad. This. Oh, right. That's not our problem anyway, not really. Yeah, we're good. I think it's literally just a Commonwealth. We might even be able to make peace with Great Britain as they stand. It just means we'll only have a 36% war score. I wasn't necessarily trying to utterly crush them anyway. What can we get? Sheffield, Anguilla, Gloucester, Coventry and Northumberland. I'll get a few things seeded. I think that's alright. I don't think that's bad. Let's go with that. That way the Commonwealth can still keep their undefeated status, which they will like. But we also get a whole bunch of stuff. Where is Benguela? That's fine. Just eating away at a bit more of Great Britain. Yeah, we're good. Just really need the Ottomans not to fall to a revolution. But I'm guessing, given that their country seems peaceful enough, that they have already put it down. So that's good. Right, okay, so it didn't go as well as I'd hoped. We lost an entire army down here and ended up with a bunch of loans. But at the same time, we managed to take a little bit of land from the Papal States. We've taken a bunch of land from Great Britain. Tons up here, in fact. So France Antarctique is considerably bigger. We took the whole of the ally they had here. Quite surprised they agreed to cede that. Which kind of means that French... The platter is split into... Oh, it's this! Of course it is. Right, so in that case we need our South African Navy, don't we? And we'll probably give them a general. That's fine. Grabbed any trade ships by accident? No. So we can take 20 people, which is exactly what we need. That's fine. What have we maxed out this time? Diplomatic power. Uprising, right, I think we really better pause this now. This is getting a little out of hand. Right, okay, so we've got them. Not sure where we're going to go next. We've got an uprising in Barcelona and technically have a... Oh, I'd only just hired them, hadn't I? Right, let's move you down to put that down. And we have too much diplomatic power. Just wondering if we should try to improve things down here a little. Okay, we also need to do the merchants because I've been putting them off all the way through the war. So what options do we have? We've got Lima. Finish building a manufactory. Barely remember doing that. I think it was last episode. Okay, so where actually is Lima? Right, so we got the most trade power, so that kind of suggests it's in France itself. Oh, it might not be. Could be over here. Although it seems a bit of a short name for over here. That's Coromandel. And we've already got a merchant there. French California is attacking the Apache. I hope we know what they're doing. There's Côte d'Ivoire. That means separatists. Yes, that's fine. Okay. Aha! Has that always been a trade province? It doesn't actually ring a bell. Okay, so we'll send someone to transfer trade power in Lima. I'm going to ignore Bordeaux for now, and Genoa, I'm not really sure. I mean, I suppose we want to send someone to collect from trade in Genoa, because Genoa's an end trade node. So it's not really realistic to transfer trade power from it. I'm not even sure why that's an option. So yeah, let's send someone to collect trade because I'm actually thinking of annexing them. Basically because I'm really annoyed with them. They cost us quite dearly in that war by not helping when they could have, so I've pretty much decided that, yeah, they're not being an independent country anymore. Or even a semi-independent country. They just, yeah. You left me hanging, you got my army destroyed. Forget it. It does mean that we are going to need more allies or vassals, though, I think. Because I think we're already one short. Who's this? Mercenary company is low on manpower, that's fine. I only need them to do one more thing, and then... Okay. Gain a brace tax. Truce with Brazil has ended. We've got some... It's going naughty in separatist horses because of this Lenape thing, isn't it? I will send you guys a gift to try to help you a bit. I don't know if it'll be enough, but you'd rather bring this on yourselves by attacking someone. Okay, let's make a start up here. That we should start over there. It's going to mean we're vulnerable to attack from Russia potentially, although is it? Transoxiana seems to be attacking Russia a fair bit. Okay, not a problem. Legitimacy is bad, but it is going up supposedly. Yeah, that's fine. Did you put down the rebellion? You did, right. In that case, I'm going to disband you all anyway. However, I am going to need to make a new army to replace the one that we lost, so we should get started on that. So we need 26 infantry to start with. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's all we can afford right now. Fair enough, it's a start anyway. Okay, cool. Dealt with the merchants. We have dealt with the uprisings. Almost. Okay, we've pretty much dealt with the uprisings. There we go. So we should be able to start coring that province now. Can it support you? It can. That's great. I'm going to move the ship over. And I think that's pretty much it. We are gaining money every month, so I suppose we can take our time a little with building the army back up, but we definitely need bigger armies, especially in Europe. It would seem, on the plus side, it would appear that South America was able to cope without us. And of course, every country down there is even bigger now. So as long as they can hold it together, we should be fine. Speaking of, let us start improving relations with all of them. We pretend rebels. Actually, we don't care about them. That's fine, we don't care about them. We do care about these. Where on earth did these enormous armies suddenly come from? Wow, okay. That's not really excessive or anything. Okay, fine. Right, so that's going to be something to deal with, I suppose. Ridiculously huge number of uprisings. I thought we might be looking at another mercenary company for this one. So if we can get the Grand Company again, we're going to need a bunch of loans to do it, of course. And the Grand Company suddenly vanished. Currently recovering the manpower. Right, fair enough. Independent army. Yes, I imagine the French particularists have been quite successful because their armies are enormous. Okay. Fine. I'm going to keep trying to build up our own army as well. So let's just get some artillery. Let's give these mercenaries a general. And hopefully we'll be in a position to put these uprisings down. Right, okay, so they're attacking France and they don't have a general. France. We're attacking Paris. I'm worried these guys might join in when we attack, but we'll have to risk it. They are rebels, so in theory they shouldn't be as well organised. France Antarctique has declared war on Brazil. I really hope you guys know what you're doing. Okay. It's going to put a bit of a dent in our manpower. Hopefully they will recover. Someone has insulted us. Well, it's very easy to insult us while we're busy, I suppose. Okay. Move you over to try and retake that land. Need to recover a little before this happens. Bohemia, are they still allies? They're not. No, they are, sorry. So that's good. So let's improve relations with them. And let us just see. Do we have a cheaper one? I think we do. Oh, wonderful. Looks of colonies close to us. So what do we actually have? Diplomatic relations. Yeah, we've still got a relationship with Genoa for now, but perhaps not for long. So is there anyone we could potentially get to agree to vassalize? Thinking about who isn't a member of the Holy Roman Empire. Not enough people, unfortunately. Corsica? Sardinia? Sardinia, maybe? Depending whether they're... double check. They're not in the Holy Roman Empire, are they? In fact, Corsica is. I think Sardinia might be worth having a little chat to. No, we can try. Why should Spain have all the fun? It'd certainly be worth having if we can get them. And if nothing else, it'll stop people plaguing us with alliance requests because we have 2 less than we could have. Oh right, this is the Mamluks. I see. Right, and it looks like Great Britain has been colonising the islands, so we've missed our opportunity there. Is there anywhere else we could colonise? I don't think there is. However, we possibly don't need to. So we should build another colony up here. Okay, brilliant. So we need to let them recover their manpower a bit. Lost a general. Okay, another one. It's not a big stress. Ooh, we're not going to get a chance to recover our manpower. Okay. In which case I'll send someone down to help. Oh, that's good. Now we've got 2 of our colonies attacking. That's a little more positive. Marginally more confident that 2 colonies might be able to take Brazil. Of course, we could also attack ourselves necessary, because we do stand to lose land technically if they manage to defeat our colonies. Brilliant. Let us finish using this army just to reclaim these lands, and then I think we will disband them. As always, be doubly sure that it's the mercenary army you're disbanding. Sardinia, yes, happy to have a royal marriage with Sardinia. Quarantine the province again, seriously slow down the time, start improving relations with Sardinia, and we will see if we can manage to vassalize them. Obviously might put them off a bit once we annex Genoa. Okay. Right, that looks good. Where's our next uprising? Pacifico Norte, no, that's ongoing. We've got Dahomey, okay. Argentina, right, so Dahomey is the pressing one. So that's going to arise up here. So we should move them next door into the castle at Benin. Right, okay. So sorry about that, I got quite distracted there. Wasn't really expecting the enormous armies of particularists, but there you go. I suppose we just have to accept that there are a ridiculous number of particularists living in our country, and they can field an army at least as big as our entire army worldwide. Right, so we need to finish building this army up, don't we? Except we don't have much manpower, so we're probably not going to get very far with that. How are they doing? They seem to be doing okay, actually. Oh, Zimbabwe is attacking them. Cool. Makes you wonder if we should be attacking ourselves. Joining in, but really the main reason to attack was to get lands for our colonies anyway, so if we can do it without us, then great. Right, so we have got some colonial armies down here which we need to relocate up to these new colonies. Which aren't there yet, and I think we do have a colony here which should have a colonial army already. So our colonies these days. So let's at least get them up there. Yeah, and these two are going to want to go to Siberia as soon as the colony hits. Which is good. The only other thing I'm thinking is, as we are going to have a room for another vassal, unless we want an ally instead, we could consider some of the nations around here. Small ones, obviously. Possibility, maybe. It's something we can think about. We're not in as much of a hurry now because we're full speed ahead trying to get Sardinia. That's not bad, it's 3 provinces. So, anyway, that's fine. So, war was trickier than I expected, but we did okay. We got some decent land out of it. I was originally thinking our next target might be Brazil, but we may actually not need to do Brazil now, especially if we maybe send them some gifts. Doesn't have to be a lot, and a bit of support would not hurt. Just to make this doubly sure. Benefits over time, please. Right, got new mercenary companies available, and apparently we also have another unassigned merchant. These will be because our colonies have been growing, but it's all good. So, still not sure we need Bordeaux, so maybe we should do California, transfer trade. I do kind of put them in the right order, so it's often worth just selecting them from the list. And most of the time you want to transfer from trade. Transfer trade, power forwards. Okay, brilliant. So we need to rebuild this army, we need to build a spy network in Spain. Possibly consider attacking Holland again, although it looks like we have some claims already on Holland. So Austria is not as scary as they once were. But yeah, we'll obviously be leaving that until next time. Need to do something about our legitimacy if we possibly can. I swear it's supposed to be going up and it doesn't seem to be doing. Plus 1.96 a year. Every time I look at it, it seems to be even lower. But yeah, it wasn't bad. It was it was worrying at the start, but as wars go, it was okay. Did alright with it. The Ottomans still seem to be our best ally by a long way, seriously wondering about attacking the Mamluks to get their colonies, because they don't seem to be very big. So we might actually want to think about making claims if we can. So it would build Australia for a bit, but we'll leave that for next time. We do need to rebuild, definitely need to get this army back up to strength and look at increasing them in general. Probably increasing our navies too, but we'll see what extra ships we get from Genoa, because they do have quite a fleet themselves. And we need to try and focus on vassalising Sardinia if we can. It's good to see Spain's having problems. Always a good thing. And keep an eye on the war with Brazil, see if we need to join in, because we do have claims on them. So it is an option, if worst comes to worst, if our colonies look like they're in trouble, but at the moment they look like they've got it under control. So great. Yeah, not much more to it really. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.